The Superscope Storyteller presents Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. They all lived in a house of their own, deep in the woods. There was a papa bear, a mama bear, and a wee baby bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge, a little bowl for the baby bear, a medium-sized bowl for the mama bear, and a great big bowl for the papa bear. And they each had a chair to sit in, a tiny chair for the baby bear, a middle-sized chair for the mama bear, and a big chair for the papa bear. And since all bears take naps, they each had a bed that was just the right size. Each morning, the mama bear made a big pot of porridge. But since it was always too hot to eat when she finished cooking it, they would pour the porridge into their bowls and then go for a walk in the woods while it cooled. One morning, just after the 3 bears had left to walk in the woods, a pretty little girl named Goldilocks passed by their house and looked in the window. Because she was a curious little girl, she decided to see if anyone was at home.
Hello? Is anyone here?
Finding nobody at home, she pushed open the front door and walked inside. The first thing she saw was the steaming bowls of porridge set out on the kitchen table to cool.
Oh, somebody was having breakfast. I wonder if they would mind if I had something to eat. I am hungry.
Since there was nobody there to tell her no, she sat down at the table and took a taste from the papa bear's bowl.
Oh, this is too hot. I can't eat this. Maybe the middle-sized bowl is not so hot.
Goldilocks tried the mama bear's porridge, but found it was too cold for her. Then she tasted the baby bear's bowl.
This is neither too hot nor too cold, but just right.
And she ate the whole bowl of porridge. When Goldilocks had finished eating the little bear's porridge, she decided to rest. She walked into the next room and sat in the papa bear's chair.
This chair is too hard. I think the middle-sized chair would be more comfortable.
And so she sat in the mama bear's chair, but found it was much too soft, and she sank way down in the cushions. Then she tried the baby bear's chair. It felt just right. It was not too hard or too soft. As soon as she sat down, the chair gave way with a loud crack, and she fell to the floor.
Ow! Well, it wasn't a very nice chair anyway.
Goldilocks was still tired, so she decided to look for a place to take a nap. She climbed the stairs. The first room she looked in had a great big bed. This was where the papa bear slept. Goldilocks climbed on the bed.
This is much too hard. I could never sleep on this bed.
So she went into the next room where the mama bear slept. She thought this would be a better bed for a nap, so she took off her shoes and laid down.
This bed is too soft.
She put her shoes on and walked into the next room. There was the baby bear's bed. When she tried the little bed, it was just right. Goldilocks fell fast asleep. By this time, the 3 bears thought their porridge would be cool enough to eat, and so they returned to their house. Goldilocks had left the spoon right in the middle of the papa bear's bowl. When he saw this, he was very surprised.
Somebody's been eating my porridge.
The mama bear also found a spoon in her bowl. Somebody has been eating my porridge, too. The baby bear looked into his bowl. It was empty.
Somebody has been eating my porridge, and it is all gone.
The papa bear looked around the room and noticed that his chair had been moved.
Somebody has been sitting in my chair.
The mama bear looked at her chair and saw that the cushions were all smashed down.
Somebody has been sitting in my chair, too.
Then the baby bear went to his chair.
Somebody sat in my chair and broke it to pieces.
The papa bear thought there might be a burglar in the house, and so he went up the stairs carrying a big stick. The mama bear and baby bear followed close behind him, with sticks in their hands also. They opened the door to the papa bear's room and saw that the covers were out of place.
Look! Somebody has been sleeping in my bed and they messed up the covers.
The mama bear had already run to her bedroom and looked inside.
Somebody has been in my bed, too.
By now, the baby bear had gone to his room to look for the burglar.
Somebody has been lying in my bed, too, and she is still here.
The voice of the baby bear woke Goldilocks right up, and she gave out a scream.
Oh, it's a bear! Help!
And with that, she jumped out of the baby bear's bed and ran home as fast as she could. The 3 bears looked out the window as she ran away. The papa bear began to laugh.
So it was only a sleepy little girl and not a burglar. Well, let us go and have our breakfast. I would not have minded her sharing our porridge, but it would have been nicer if she had asked first. That's the right thing to do.
Goldilocks never again wandered into places where she did not belong. And from then on, she always asked permission before taking anything that didn't belong to her.
The Superscope Storyteller presents The 3 Little Pigs.
Once upon a time, an old sow had 3 children. She was very poor, and since little pigs eat far more than little boys or girls, she could not keep them. Because of this, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. She divided what money she had between them and urged them to spend it wisely. The first little pig spent his money on toys and candy, and soon it was almost all gone. He met a man with a bundle of straw, and since he needed a house, he bought the straw from the man. He was very happy with the straw house, but then that was all he could afford, since he had foolishly wasted his money. One day, a wolf happened by and knocked on the door of his house.
Little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Now the wolf was very hungry and mad that the little pig did not open his door.
Little pig, you were foolish to hide behind straw. I'll knock your house down with one blow of my paw. I'll hop and I'll pop and I'll blow your house in and eat you right up and your chinny chin chin.
But before the wolf could do that, the little pig jumped out of his window and ran as fast as he could. When the wolf got inside his house, all he found were the pig's toys and candy. Now the second little pig was no wiser than his brother. He had spent almost all of his money on new clothes. So when he decided to build a house, all he could buy were some sticks. He was sorry he had spent his money foolishly. One day, he heard a knock at his door.
Help! Help! Is someone inside? The wolf's after me, and I've got to hide.
You can imagine how surprised he was when he opened the door, and there was his brother, who had run away from the wolf.
Come in, my brother, and don't make a sound. I'll lock the door, and we'll never be found.
Now the wolf had been chasing the little pig all over the woods, and he followed him right up to the house made of sticks. He walked up to the door and disguised his voice as best he could.
Fresh garden vegetables, fresh picked today.
There's nobody home, so go away.
The wolf called out again.
Little pigs, please let me come in.
Not by the hair of our chinny chin chins.
Now the wolf knew that both of the little pigs were inside, and he was very angry.
You think you can fool me? I know all your tricks. You'll never be safe in a house made of sticks. I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in, and eat you right up to your chinny chin chins.
And so the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house right in. But the two little pigs were not there. They had jumped out the window and escaped. The wolf was so mad that he almost ate the sticks. The two little pigs ran for as long as they could, and when they thought it was safe, they sat down to rest. They were trying to decide what to do when the third little pig came walking by. They were very happy to see him.
Hello, my brothers. You look scared to death. The wolf's been chasing us, and we're out of breath. He blew down my straw house. And mine made of sticks. Well, he can't blow mine down since it's made of bricks.
And so the third little pig took his two brothers to live with him in his house made of bricks. He had not been so foolish and wasted his money on candy and toys. But no sooner had they gotten safely inside than there was a knock at the door. It was the wolf.
Little pigs, won't you let me come in?
Not by the hairs of our chinny chin chins.
Twice you have fooled me, but never again. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in.
The wolf huffed and puffed with all his might, but the house would not come down. When he saw he couldn't blow it down, he decided to try another way.
Little pigs, there's a field not far from here where sweet turnips grow all of the year.
Little pigs love turnips, and so they listened some more.
I'll come back tomorrow and we'll all go together at 6 o'clock. Let's hope for good weather.
The little pigs agreed to meet the wolf the next morning, but instead of meeting him at 6 o'clock, they all got up at 5 o'clock and got the turnips before the wolf came. When the wolf did come at 6 o'clock, the little pigs would not come out.
Come out, little pigs. It's time that we go.
We've already been there, didn't you know?
The wolf was very angry. He had been tricked again. He was so mad that he did a foolish thing. He climbed on the roof of the pig's house.
I'll climb down their chimney. That's how I'll get in and eat every one of their chinny chin chins.
The three little pigs heard the wolf on their roof and knew right away what he was doing. They did not have time to build a fire, but they did have a large pot ready for the wolf when he came sliding down their chimney. He fell right into the pot, and the pigs slammed the lid shut. The three little pigs had caught the wolf, and they danced for joy. Later, they gave the wolf to the zoo, and they were happy that he would never bother them again. The three little pigs had learned their lesson well, and from then on, they spent their money very wisely.